region, and they work together to reduce economic barriers.
Okay, so what are the levels?
The 5 levels are free trade areas, custom unions, common market, economic unions, and political unions.
Okay, give me concrete examples. That's what I want. Concrete example of a free trade area.
Trade, we're talking about the NAFTA. The NAFTA is the agreement between the United States and the Mexican states.
In Canada, right?
And Canada.
Okay, okay, very good. That good is an equivalent of North America. NAFTA, very good. An example of custom union.
The custom union is an example is the Cartagena agreement. It's between Chile, Ecuador, and Peru.
Nice. Very good.
And they also, Venezuela also joined, but when they joined in 1973, Chile left the agreement in 1976.
Okay, and another example of custom unions that would be the Mercosur. Okay, remember that they are imposing some tariffs and against of non-members. That's the difference. Okay, the big difference. Okay, and then we have common markets, economic unions, common markets and economical unions. An example.
Okay, so for the common markets, they had the Treaty of Maastricht that, I guess, with the European Union, it outlined the states, it outlined the steps for and the partial political unions, which then was the framework for the foreign policy, economic policy, defense policy, citizenship, and the currency.
So the European Union, from a common market, it became as when certain members became into an economic union.
Yeah.
So what is the difference?
Between the economic union and the common market?
Yeah.
The difference is, check this out, the tax rates, taxes, and, hold on, let me take that back.
What is the currency used in Italy? In the same currency is used in France, and the same one is used in Spain. Euro. So economic union implies as well a monetary union. That's how it was called on the video. Okay. So the use of like a same currency and certain taxes that are going to be the same. Okay. So it's like a bit more integration. And then finally, give me an example of a political union.
United States was previously separated states, and then they came together and formed a country.
Okay, very good. And the other example, it's about East and West Germany. So I was saying like maybe South Korea and North Korea, but another one of my funniest students was saying that actually it was not a real divorce what it happened between Germany, West Germany and East Germany. They were like separated, but they were still together. Okay, it was the people. It was like the politicians. The people wanted to be together. Families were, and nowadays, I don't think that South Korea and North Korea are going to get together anymore. Maybe in 50 years, maybe they go into a political union. Who knows? Okay, NAFTA. What can you tell about NAFTA?
Well, you should talk about the advantages for NAFTA. NAFTA was created in 1994 under Bill Clinton. It was supposed to help with the trade agreement between Mexico, the United States, and Canada. Mostly with the agreement, it really benefited Mexico and Canada because Canada already had a trade, or were trading more before the agreement. So the benefits for the U.S. Was basically helping to create 20 million jobs, nearly doubling U.S. exports to Canada and Mexico, initially increasing the U.S. wages, manufacturing wages. But overall, Mexico won out, by with the trade agreement, kind of like stabilizing their country.
Yeah.
And, you know, the downfall, which the other critics say, is it took US jobs to Mexico, and, you know, we lost out on the wage department. But, and like I said, with Canada, you know, we were already trading with 37 out of the 50 states before all this happened, so they didn't really gain too much out of it. But that's not the NAFTA agreement, that's basically what it was.
Yeah, but it reduces the taxes as well and the mobility. One is there's like, oh, a free trade agreement? Not really. You cannot get everything that you want from Mexico. Okay, we are talking about like, there are always some non-tariff barriers, okay, that countries can apply. There are always certain impositions by the governments and exceptions as well with certain products. So this is like in general terms. It doesn't work for every single product. It doesn't work for like for people as well, okay? Not 100%.
Well, it was just more or less, you know, the companies were making more money because, you know, it was cheap labor and all that. So, you know, Mexico, you'd say their labor force wasn't really getting, you know, it was a stable job, but they were probably getting paid a little bit more, but, you know, who benefited? Like those companies that go resource their stuff out to do all these third world countries, they're the ones making all the big money.
Right? Yeah. I think it's beneficial for all the countries, especially USA as well, and Mexico and Canada. It's like beneficial for everybody. Some people that they don't know about facts, they are like more laying to the superficial zone. They think that, oh, that's terrible. Mexicans are stealing our jobs. Well, no, not really. Do they want to do? Do you want your son to do the job?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Really, nowadays in a globalized world, that doesn't work. You know, we have to create like specific, and now I'm talking about my opinion. Okay, it's not like what we have here. I believe that invest on research, invest on nanotechnology, invest on the new trends. Okay. Go environmentally friendly, invest on people. That's what we can do. We have the best universities in the world. And we have to invest on that, on the potential of the people, the value that we can get, the know-how. Maybe not so much on the labor. We have passed that area. Okay, it's like with industrialization. The machines, the robotics are going to steal our jobs. Yeah, but new jobs need to be created. Okay.
So foreign exchange market is the different currencies of the world, usually tied into the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
As far as in bandwagon is when everybody hops on because everybody agrees that something is strong or weak. For example, Bitcoin. Before, nobody believed Bitcoin was going to be as big as it was, so there was little buyers. But now that Bitcoin just broke 10,000, everybody's trying to hop in. That's part of the bandwagon.
And it's like, as you were saying, did you mention that it's like based on facts or not? The facts, objectively, that bandwagon effect. Is that like a rational, critical thinking, oriented?
The bandwagon?
Yeah.
It's all three, so there's three different types. So it's it is. Oh, so you have the prospect theory, the regret theory, and the increment theory.
Yeah, but it's that's a little bit about the behavioral finance. But the bandwagon is like related, as you were saying. It's more about, it's a psychological. It's not really based on, okay, I'm doing my research. This is like for sure, I'm critical thinking, I'm objective. No, it's like, it's a tendency. As you were saying, nobody was believing in that, but because some people and more people were coming, I'm going to follow the herd. Okay, I'm following the crowd. Okay, so it's not so much based on facts, but on rumors or tendencies, somebody's saying that, and everybody's following, and that can badly or positively affect the company or like even the currency.
Well, it does both.
Yes.
It can be based off of facts or speculation. Just like we talked about Brexit earlier.
Yes.
I know a lot of people made a lot of money shortening the euro against the dollar because of Brexit. Made a lot of money, but that was based off of facts that Britain was or England was leaving the union.
Correct. Yeah. All right. When talking about exchange rate system, there are two ways. Like the most common one is the fixed rate, correct? And but we have as well the other one that is like a floating rate system. What is this?
It's a good question. What is that? Let me answer that by saying, so like you said, a fixed rate is like America. America is very fixed. A lot of people fix to America because we don't fluctuate very much. Floating exchange rate is where a country links its currency to that of another country, or to a standard like gold. So and it's very volatile, and a floating rate. So one of the things about a floating rate is it can be can't think of a good word. The country can actually manipulate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's not a very
It's not stable. It's not as
stable. Thank you.
yeah. It's not as
Nice guys.
yeah. Yeah.
So when Britain left, it wanted to, it didn't want to be fixed to the euro anymore. It wanted to be in charge of its own currency. That's an example of
nice.
floating away from a fixed.
Okay. Really?
China.
That's what it said here.
I think China has a floating currency because China can manipulate their currency, and that's why we have as big as a trade deficit with them, because when something unfavorable to them, then they just change the currency so that their imports are expensive, but the exports are cheaper.
There's no real value behind the money, there's nothing to back it up, like gold, like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, ours is supposed to be gold, but it's not.
It's rampant, everybody's, I was printing money.
That would be maybe one reason why people go on counter trade. Because if the currency has no value, okay, why I'm going? I don't care if you are giving me that equivalent. It has no value for me. So I prefer trading oil or trading other things that are go. Yeah. Yeah.
Since
Okay.
you gave me an example of mine, I would be an example of bandwagon, just like the
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys.
The cow- I don't even know if are we talking about baseball or American football?
Yeah,
Where are they? American football.
Baseball.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, global business strategy. Let's finish. Let's wrap this up. Okay, it's late. What is that? We want to take into account if it's global business strategy. We talk as well about external factors, things that are affecting in general terms. Okay, there are more competition, advancements in technology that allows us to get information and as well to be able to travel. Okay, distribution is easier, it's less costly. So we are restructuring because of that. Because of that, not only we can use Porter's 5 forces model, correct, but the SWOT analysis. What is the SWOT analysis?
SWOT analysis analyzes a company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Sorry. It's basically like the framework to help strategize against your competition.
Starbucks.
They're everywhere.
Free Wi-Fi. Oh.
Very well established everywhere, and they created that culture of the cafe. That culture of going to a cafe and spend time there, it was not common in America. Okay, like other countries that they have that culture. Personalized stuff, that could be one of like very, very big strength of that. The personal. You go there and it's not just the coffee. You go there for the experience, to use free Wi-Fi for a student. Okay. Opportunity, and then those are the strengths. What could be the weaknesses?
Price.
Internal factor, okay? Internal.
Price?
Yeah, it could be the price, yeah, the change, not changing the menu. I mean,
Running out of food on time.
yeah.
All the stupid sizes that they have.
Like the small sizes.
Yeah, but it's.
The long lines and everything.
I wanna call to give me a small.
Well, you know now that with a phone, you go there and you pick it up directly.
Yeah.
So no wait.
Give me a small.
That's very good. That would be a way of combating that weaknesses that they have. Hey, why do we have like in the morning like such a long line? All right, do it through the phone and pay it there. Just pick it up. Very nice. Okay, external factors.
External fact.
Opportunities and threats.
Okay, opportunities. New opportunities for Starbucks.
Well, I mean, I know it's because there's the franchise too. That's why it's people buy your own Starbucks and stuff like that and run it. Like, it's not an opportunity for Starbucks. It's an opportunity for people to run own Starbucks.
There's expansion to have the rotisseries that they're doing.
Yeah.
We talked about it in our class we had a while ago. They're coming out with their own restaurant rotisseries. It's full-on restaurant style, but it's
They're,
only run
so
by
they're going to be
Starbucks.
more than just cafes.
Coffee,
They're
cafe,
talking
yeah.
about like bistro.
Full-fledged restaurant.
Oh, I heard about that a couple
Yeah.
years ago too. Yeah.
Type of
Yeah.
bistro. Well, they are introducing more and more food. Today I went and yes, really cool size, but it was healthy and better than 7-Eleven. Anyway, so opportunities. Now you are talking about expanding the business, not just the cafe.
It's an opportunity for them.
Okay, more than bistro. Another opportunity. What about Starbucks? The presence of Starbucks in China.
Other countries?
Big.
Different
They are
menus.
starting in China and then adapting as well to the Chinese needs. And they are creating for the first time meetings with the grandparents. Like it's like the CEOs and some managers, okay, they invited the parents and the grandparents to the meeting as something like new and revolutionary that works in China. But here we do that. Invite your grandparent. Maybe your grandparent is in Alabama and you are in Hawaii and your father is in Canada. It couldn't work like that. But for China, it's a very, very big step. And then because of that, many CEOs and a lot of people were like willing to join the force.
Because they're hierarchical, the way their system
Yes,
over there. It's uncommon to, hey, grandma and grandpa, let's go have some coffee together. You don't do that over there.
And family oriented, you are thinking about your ancestors, Confucius. So it was like a very good strategy by the CEO of Starbucks. Threats.
Other companies start,
Yeah.
green beans or whatever.
Coffee bean.
Coffee bean.
Green beans is a good bean too, actually.
Green
That's a
beans.
good one.
That would be like a new company, okay? But we have more examples.
What about like the weather, like agriculturally, if the weather turns at the coffee bean farm and they can't produce as many or
Natural
whatever that
disaster.
year, so
Right.
natural disaster.
Natural disasters, yeah, that could be like external natural disasters. So
Reaching
Costa
trade.
Rica that they go.
Reach and export, so you piss off the wrong guy. I know I'm not gonna take your coffee anymore.
It could be
It
China,
happens.
it could be
It
China.
happens.
again.
True.
China
People like
might just-
boycotted and stuff like
The
that.
boycott and the distribution as well. Some okay, I'm going to get
Oh,
that.
sorry, can I
So
get you your Kona blend, which is about almost 100% of the coffee out there.
And internal elements, which was on the brochure, and it talked about resources, trends, and market influences for external. It's pretty basic. And then for internal was organizational behaviors, which pretty much links to organizational climate and organizational culture.
and where's the difference?
With the climate and culture.
Uh-huh.
So climate is shared perceptions of people, while the culture is how people feel about the organization. And there are also 4 different types of organizational cultures and organizational climates.
Like what?
So for culture, there was clan culture, adhocracy, market-oriented, and
Hierarchically.
Mm-hmm.
For Hawaii, I think clan culture is like big over here. Like everyone has like a work family and they're really encouraging.
Yeah.
And then for climate, BUS4 was people-oriented, rule-oriented, innovation-oriented, and goal-oriented. I think for a lot of businesses, rule-oriented is important because it's based on rules and policies, and you can pretty much ruin the business if you don't follow all the procedures.
Mm-hmm.
So I think basically it's kind of similar, but I guess the way culture and people feel is the difference.
Yes, and take into account that this is a
CEO.
Starts with the boss.
The people.
management, human resources, people in general. What about the leader?
Leader.
Leadership, that would be the difference between leadership and management in general terms.
Managers and leaders.
Okay? You can be, maybe you are a leader and you are not a manager.
It's like saying the army's over
That can happen as well. You are a leader in your team. You are a leader because people are following you, because you are like senior, or you know that you have been there for a long, long time. Okay? But leadership usually deals 100% with the culture of the organizational culture, the business culture. And the managers, in general terms, tend to deal with like maybe more than the short-term goals, more of like resolving problems, challenges, issues, or more on daily basis, short-term goal. And the leadership is like your mission. What is your vision? And I'm going to show that through example and make everybody believe about that culture of the business culture. Okay, mission, vision, leadership. Please.
No, but I kind of disagree because.
Yes.
But your leadership, yeah, your top dog pushes it down, but your managers gotta push that out to the employees. Because, without the management behind it, focusing, yeah, they gotta deal with the day-on-day basis, but they still have to push the agenda. They gotta push the culture that you're setting. So you got your CEO of the company, this is what we're doing, this is how we're gonna push it, but now I need you managers to buy into this and sell it to your employees. They take on the burden because they're dealing with, all the employees. So you got 150 employees, so you got 258 stores. You got managers each store, gotta push that agenda to all those employees and make it
But the
work.
manager that's trying to sell it to the employees and has to battle with the one or two employees who have been there the longest and facilitate that culture, they're in turn becoming the leaders because they're kind of resistant to that change.
No, they're managers.
And they facilitate that culture. And that's the difference between leadership and management. It's like the leaders will facilitate the culture and the environment, whereas the managers will just do what you said. They'll just push policy.
Right.
Just doing their job,
The
they're there
leaders
for the
actually
team.
have like that mindset and they'll set the trends.
That's what I got.
As a leader, you have to show by example nowadays in this culture, okay, what is the culture of in this world, in America, what is the mission, what is the vision of your company, and what are you going through, and what you are not going through. Okay, some companies, I don't know if it was Dennis, that were against using
Dishwashing soap.
I don't know what was it, but they were against that because it was bad for the environment and they're losing a lot of money, but this is part of the culture and they are going to stick with that. While the managers, correct, never underestimate the power of the managers, because the managers are dealing with the more into the short-term goals, challenges, how to show as well that culture, but that comes from the leadership.
Yep, they're on the front line as opposed to
Yes.
behind the desk.
Yes, all right, very good.